Hey guys, we're live on the moon. And it's a windy night, Sunday, March the 4th, 1909. That's 7:09. And I'm running out of the moon, but I had to get it in, had to show you what I could. I had a 5 times Barlow in here. I have a 5 times Barlow with a 15 times zoom. And I wanted to show you something if I can, and you'll see the wind will be buckling. Aristillus is at the 11 o'clock position. At the 4 o'clock, that big crater is Archimedes. And you know I've been working this area for a while, just because I've kind of got you guys familiar with what it looks like. The crater on the right, the far right, kind of at the 4 o'clock, is Conon. Conon is 13 miles wide. If you go up from Conon at the 11 o'clock, that's Aratus, and that is 6.2 miles wide. The Apollo 15 landing site is just to the immediate left of Aratus, in that kind of hollow of a mountain range. And if you look at Aratus and you go to the 11 o'clock from Aratus, that little tiny crater is Joy, and that is 3.1 miles wide. Now I have a 15 times zoom on this thing. That means I can zoom in 15 more times. And I'm going to do so because you can see some detail that we've never seen before. Look in the center of that plane to the left of the Alps, and you can see the detail. There's something in very particular I want to show you, though, that really got my... I'm going to zoom in now. Look to the left of Conon. Conon's the one at the 3 o'clock position. It looks like a scorpion. I know it's just the top of the mountain range, but it looks like a scorpion. See, it's centered now, kind of. I'm going to zoom in again. And I'm going to try to turn autofocus on. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. You can see with these Barlows, I can see some detail that we just have never... See that scorpion-like thing? Isn't that weird? And let me make sure I push the button. See that scorpion thing right there. And let me center the Apollo 15 landing site. See, when you see those spots, that means that it's gone out of focus. And I need to bring it back. And let me back it out now. But, and let me again center it and turn autofocus on again. And you can see we're seeing detail that we've never seen before in this range, because we got the Barlows in and we're getting closer than I've ever done before. And the thing that struck my fancy, guys, is the scorpion. Scorpion on the moon. Obviously, it's an Illuminati insect base. I have no idea what it is. And also, quite frankly, look at this. Let me work the brightness and the... See, I turned the brightness down too much. Look to the left of the scorpion. Isn't that incredible? The see, as I change, you can see the kind of the mounds, the mountain. You're seeing more detail than you've ever seen. See, when it does that, it just went out of focus for some reason. Okay, let me explain the zooms that I have. I have 15 ranges of zoom on this. What I decided to do, I said I wanted to really get in there and see what I could see, but I wanted to do it in such a way that I could zoom with this. My 5x Barlow doesn't work at all, very good at all. Now see, when I back out on this all the way, I'll see the tunneling on the corners, and I go in one more, and then but I still have that yellow and green or whatever, so I'll go in a little bit further and just now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the left, and we're going to move over. There's that floating see that floating mountain in the middle. Matter of fact, let's see the cut on the left. We're getting in pretty close, guys. Let me go up a little bit, and I guess down so I can center that floating mountain. Kind of looks spooky. It looks like it is floating. And I'm going to run out of the moon in a minute, but we're going to do this as long as we can. And see, I can get in there pretty close. I got that floating mountain. It's a big, I'll back out again. Too much. See, I'm going to go over to the coastlines, and we're going to look at the where there's more light at the edge, because the shadow. And look at that mountain range. Look at the detail. Look at the canals on the moon. See that big crater at the 6 o'clock? That is Plato, guys. Plato. And now I'm heading. Going to get into where the shadow is. It should be contrasty and lighter, and with that we should be able to see more detail. Okay. Matter of fact, let's kind of camp there, and then let's kind of zoom in a little bit. Look up here, and let me try to manually focus it in. I've been patiently waiting to do the moon for quite a long while, guys. Pamela said, "Why didn't you go out last night? It was clear." Well, you can see why I almost didn't go out tonight, because of the wind, the buffeting wind. The wind will get you every time. It's the wind and the clouds. So that's pretty good quality right there, guys. Let's just work our way down. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely stunning. And let's continue to work our way down. Matter of fact, let's look at that a little bit there. That matter of fact, let's go up. See, that's the see coastlands. This is how close we are to the. Matter of fact, let me bring that up on my iPad. That promontory right there is called Promontorium Laplace. It's right there. Promontorium Laplace. Now let's zoom in on that, see, to give you an idea how absolutely wonderfully close I can get with this now. But see, when you do, see what happens. Henning was having a problem with his, he could go so far, and then he gets his blurries. That is the telescope. Every telescope has a focal length, and every focal length in that telescope, there's going to be a maximum magnification, a maximum usable magnification. My maximum usable magnification is 400 power. And I'm backing out on this zoom. And with clarity, that's probably a 400 power right there. And you can see with clarity, it looks really pretty clear. But see, when I zoom in, I can actually zoom in further. It starts to get a little bit, so you're losing the clarity. Now, another thing I want to do, go up here and look at this since we can see it. See that? Let me center it. You've always seen this thing on the coastlands. We are really close, guys. See, it looks like an island. And there's two craters, one on the top and one on the bottom of that island. And that is Mount Recti, R-E-C-T-I. And again, just for reference, let's center it. Plato. And let's zoom in just to see how go up, 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 up. Takes a while. Patient. Up, up. And see how when you're in so close, even on this Barlow, you can see detail, but it's just got a little bit of the fuzzies. You know what I mean? And the only way you can get rid of it, that's a maximum. You're exceeding the maximum magnification, or say usable magnification of the telescope. But then when you back out, it gets clearer. And that's why I like to use these zoom lenses, because I have the capability of keeping in perspective everything. And again, that's Plato. Okay, let's go back over here to the edge. And I know it's like 7:22, and I know, looking at my star map and everything, I know when the moon's I'm going to be running out of moon here in a little bit, and I want to continue to try to see that's all the wind. It's getting better. I mean, it seems to be a little settled down, not quite as much as it was when I started. Actually made a video before this. I was doing a video. It was a beautiful moon with the blue sky. I tried it. I was doing the moon about an hour before it got dark. It was still, I mean, sun was shining, but I had a blue sky. It was a beautiful, but it was just too much wind. Too much wind. Isn't that interesting? I read a report from Goddard on these Mars, and these scientists are now thinking that these Mars. Look at the. Let me go down there again. This is interesting. I want to show you something. And let me turn the brightness. There's a canal in there. I want to see if I can see. See that canal? Right there, kind of centered at the 6 o'clock. It's coming. It's kind of a runoff. It looks like a runoff from the Mar, that sea, that flat area. At one time they said it was all see the wind blow and everything, sand and everything, but now they're saying it's lava. And see, that lines up exactly with what, so Goddard's now saying it's lava, and that's lining up exactly with what I've been saying all along, guys. I've been saying it's a crystal sea because, matter of fact, let's just see if we can work our way up here. Okay, and let's work let me turn up the color. I had the color down. I turned it up. See how it brings out some of the blue and the greens and everything. See the wind blowing it? Fighting that wind. It's terrible. And then the contrast. See, I work the contrast up and the brightness down, the brightness up. And you can see, even so, it's overpowering. So to get rid of that, I'll turn auto off, and then I can control the exposure. And see, you can see that the really bright crater. I call them points of light. And I'll turn it all auto on again. And I'll turn the color down. It seems like when I'm working the moon this close, it always seems to work better. Now let's go down to the shadow line again. Okay. Every time you look at the moon, I don't care if you're a seasoned astronomer or a novice, you're going to see something different. And that's what draws me to the moon, because you don't know what you're going to see, because the shadowing is different every time. Now let's work this. That's an amazing picture. Matter of fact, let's zoom in and see how close we can get with the clarity. See the wind? My enemy. Matter of fact, let's look at that kind of pile of rocks. Can you imagine how close I could get with a 14-inch with clarity? This would all be just crisp. Every bit of it would be crisp. But see, I need to back out. And if you look at the bottom right corner of the with that color, that's again an aberration that exists with the zoom. Keep in mind, I have a 5 times zoom on here. I'm getting closer than I've ever gotten before. I have a 5 times power mate, but every time I use it, I have 2 clicks of zoom. I don't have anything. And the way I have it set up right now, I'm running this with a 19mm Panoptic Teleview. And then I have a 2.5 PowerMate Teleview Barlow. Matter of fact, let's turn the brightness down. And then I have an achromatic 1.8 Barlow piggyback on top of that. Isn't that beautiful? That's absolutely stunning. And I think that's going to be a good place for me to, I want to take the Barlow, I want to take the 1.8 Barlow out, and I want to put the, with the 2.5 so I can back out and show you more of the moon. But I wanted to kind of get in close there on that Apollo site so I can show you that one scorpion, a scorpion on the moon, the mark of the Illuminati. I'm putting it on pause. Hang with me. We're going to finish this thing up live. High adventure on the moon. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I put the I took that 1.8 Barlow out. It was a cheap Barlow I bought for 35 bucks. It was an achromatic, color-corrected Barlow. Works well with this. This is now with a. I'll back it all out. And this is my 2.5 PowerMate Barlow. And if I back it out all the way, see the tunneling? You can see that. So I got 15 clicks of zoom with this. And now that I'm backed out and everything, then I can do more with the color. It seems like whenever I get in real close, and I can get in even pretty close with this. Let me turn autofocus off and let me put it, okay. And this is the way I usually like to run my show, because when I go in close, it's still pretty crisp. It's still pretty crisp. But I've been itching to try that other Barlow out. And see what I could see. And you can see it's pretty bright on the left side. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm running out of the moon is getting high, and it's going to be exceeding it's going to run into my roof, and I won't be able to record this anymore. And I want to take the 2.5 out and show you the full moon, because it is a real pretty moon. So hang with me one more time, and then we're going to wind this thing up. Wind it up like a top and spit it out on YouTube. Hang with me, guys. Okay, guys, we're back. And now you can see with my, I don't have any Barlows in there. I just have that 19mm pan optic. And now I can swish around the moon, and you can see the color that normally you see with this lens, and I like to enunciate it and bring it out, and because I think it's a beautiful moon whenever you show it in all its glory. And I know most of the astronomers, they say, well, the moon doesn't have any color. Well, they're crazy as hoot owls. And let me go right now to where we were with that 5 times Barlow package. Matter of fact, I need to change the rate. And you can see, I'll try to center that area. And let me try to turn autofocus on right now and see if it, yeah, see how it zipped in? And you can see the Alps coming up centered. And to the left of the Alps, you have Aristillus, and then you have below that Archimedes. And then it's very hard to see, but you can see the Apollo. Matter of fact, let's just zoom in one more time. Before I close out, I want to say one more thing. I've been waiting on the moon to get better, and I've been trying to do Saturn. I did a video of Saturn. I'm going to try to do it again tonight. And see, this lens by itself is an outstanding lens, and you can see how I get in so wonderfully crisp all by itself with the zoom. And you can see Conan on at the 3 o'clock position on the right, and above that you could, at the kind of 11 o'clock, you got Aratus, and then way above that at the 11 o'clock is Joy, and Joy is 3.1 miles wide, and to the left of Aratus is the Apollo 15 landing site. Well, one of the things that I've been doing was trying to make it easier, and I'll turn the color up, trying to make it easier for me to bring in Saturn for you. And I got a Vixen flip mirror rig, and what that does is I mount that right on the back end of my, I'll just go to the edge here. We're running out of moon, and I'll talk it out. I mount the Vixen butt up against my my 2-inch focuser, external focuser, and then I got an Orion illuminated eyepiece, and I mount that at the 90 degree, and then I mount my camera right back up, butt up against the Vixen, so the camera goes in straight shot. There's our coastlands. The Orion illuminated eyepiece is at the 90 degree. Isn't that beautiful, guy? That is absolutely stunning. And so consequently, when I want to get Saturn tonight, what I'm going to do is turn the illumination on and center it on that Orion illuminated. It's a 70 degree eyepiece, and isn't that beautiful? And then flip the mirror down, and lo and behold, it's going, now the image that's centered is going to go right directly to, oh, let's look at this. If we don't run out of, there's Crystal Lake. It seems like the scientists are catching up with old Bill. Now they're saying it's lava. Well, what's lava? Lava's crystal. And I think that these Mars, you can see through them because they're like glass. And at one time they were probably crystal. Now there's a Crystal Lake area, and you can see that ramp. Let's zoom in on that. And it's interesting. You can see the ramp. See that crater on the left side? I call it a ramp. It's kind of going down into the lake. And then you can see the points of light. Let me turn the brightness up and the contrast up, or down, I guess. I'm going to try to bring out the. You can see there. You can see the lights better in the under the surface of the lake. It's one of my favorite areas. There. That's better. One of my favorite areas on the moon. Anyhow, with this new rig, I'll be able to, with more ease and accuracy, line up Saturn, and then I can put a Barlow on it and see it better. Okay, I'm going to shut it down. I appreciate you dipping in here and watching my videos, supporting me. And we're going to try at midnight. I'm going to leave the telescope out. At midnight, we're going to go out there and see if we can get Saturn. I'm going to try to bring it up on the screen bigger than it was before. It's a surreal experience to look at Saturn through a telescope, and it's even more surreal when you get it on video. what we're going to do is we're going to get it on video, and we're going to center it, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to look at Saturn for you. We're going to go UFO hunting on Saturn. Look for flying saucers flying around Saturn, guys. Check me out later on. In the meantime, I wish you and yours clear skies and calm nights.